Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. This is Atlantis Rising 2nd Edition by Elf Creek Games. This game has just been completed. Now, I would normally do a how to set up, play and review, but it does take some time to set up, but it's all very well explained in the rulebook, and you can see how things go together. It's a wonderful insert, as you can see down here. So in this particular game, we have Atlantis, and it's flooding, and it was actually kind of set sort of in the future, but it's sort of in the Bronze Age as well, with lovely artwork by Vincent Trait. So what you're doing on your turn, this is set up as a two-player game. You're going to have 4 Atlanteans each. If you're playing a different player count, it's slightly different. Playing 1 to 3 players, you're playing with certain colours, so red, green, and blue. Sorry, red, yellow, and blue. Otherwise, you're playing with other colours that are available, and also you're playing with fewer workers. So what you're going to be doing is you are looking to do various things. You are placing out your workers. You can go wherever you like on the board. So again, the board starts off with this island fully available. And what you're looking to do is get certain tasks to complete. To win the game, you are looking to complete a certain requirement. So you have 20 of these different blueprints which you need completing. They all start up on the other side, as you can see. And as you can see, there are resources that are needed to complete them. So you're going to need like 1 crystal here, 2 gold, and 2 of these Atlantium metal bars. Well, how do you get them? Well, if you want to get some crystals, then you're going to have to go down here. So you start off down here. This will be fully available initially, but it starts flooding upwards. And in this case, you're going to place one of your Atlanteans, one of your workers, on this spot. There's a space for one of them. And when we get onto resolution of that, you're going to roll a die, and you need to get a 4. And just like that, I happen to get a 4. And in this instance, I can take one of these crystals and just leave them next to you. But as you can see, it's a cooperative game, and you're looking to try and then complete these things, which will give an ability. In this case, the next 2 rounds, you'll get 2 volunteers, which again could be great for placing out more workers. Now, before you do that, you're placing them down. So you're placing them first, and then you are suffering misfortune. You will draw 2 cards on your turn. So you'll draw this one, nothing happens, that's great. And then something else might happen. Well, the hills will flood. So you're going to have to flip over this, and anyone on it will not get any benefits. So that's pretty mean. But then what's going to happen is, now I've taken my turn, my colleague, so playing as a 2-player, will do them as well. So they'll lose another hill. So if you're on there, we will not get the benefit. And then you are going to place out a final card. In this case, hills again. So if my colleague happened to have been on that tile, again, they were not benefited. You could go higher up, but in this case, you need to hit on a 5. Otherwise, you could have gone all the way down here and started off doing a 3. But like I said, you're more likely to, of course, not take that action if it floods. So in this instance, I've got some stuff. So we are now taking our options. So like I said, in this instance, we have taken misfortune. So we've placed, do the misfortune, see what that does, see what floods, and then you can take what it is should you get the results. So I've got 4. Some places you can get a 4 and you can get something special like some metallic ore. And also you could then go to the forge. So if you're over in this part and you happen to have a thing there, again, an Atlantean, again, no dice needed, but you can spend one of those metallic ores you've gained either that round if you push your luck, or a prior round to get 2 metallic ingots, which are resin, but they are pretty weighty, very nice. They feel like metal, and basically you can then use that again because some of them will need it. Again, aim of the game is to complete all of this and then have one person have a leader here, or both leaders, in fact, all leaders on here to then complete this. So there's 3 spaces to trigger the abilities because you can always go on these spots as well. So go on here to complete one of these things, and of course you can go on here as well, again using your leader or using your regular Atlantean once they're completed to again do the ability on there too. So that's how that works. It's very tight, it's mean because again things will flood. And also other places I didn't talk about over here, which is a great place because you only start with a few workers. As long as you roll a 7, so again you place your Atlantean over on one of these 2 spots, then you are adding the 2 values together. So you are taking 2 dice, you need to hit on a 7. I got more than a 7, so I get on a future round, I'll get another worker, which is great, a nice bit of engine building. What else can you do? Well, you can go to the library. So again, if you start off at the bottom, again, this will be flipped over normally, place the worker there, and then of course, in this case, you can draw some cards, some library cards. So in this case, you have a permanent ability. In this case, what the elemental hammer does is each time you take the forge action, so the forge action again is over here, what this allows you to do is allows you to come down and do something, which in this case is you can take the forge action and you may replace one Atlantean with another resource of your choice. So if I happen to have a spare crystal, then it means I can actually basically take a different action instead. Also, you can have other cards. So you have a hand limit of 4. This is a permanent one. Sometimes you can have a card like this, which is in your hand, it's not visible, and you can play it when you feel like it. In this instance, you can have a counsellor re-roll a dice on a failed action, If it's lower, you can gain 1 mystic energy. Mystic energy you can gain by going here, so it doesn't help you necessarily, but mystic energy, these crystals, what they allow you to do is you can modify die results. So if I rolled a 3, I can spend this to, of course, get that magic crystal. That is the game. What do you think of it? Beautiful to look at. It's a tense, tough mission. Not a short game. It does say 60 to 120 minutes. It's very accurate. Brilliant components. Fantastic art as always. However, it's a lot longer than a very similar game, Forbidden Island. We're talking 4 times the duration. Of course, the components are a lot better. You do have those lovely miniatures, but you do have those pawn pieces. There is asymmetry, so when you're playing as a 2, for example, what you're looking to do is you've also got your own resources, you can talk about what you're doing, but you can have a hologram figure as well. So someone's starting off as a hologram figure, which looks fantastic as well. Let me zoom in a bit. And what that person can do is they're going to draw the top 2 of these boards. There's an uneven number, so you're not the same thing each turn. And what it allows to do is pick some of these. So when you place out your Atlantean leader, in this case over here, this one says you can place any flooded tile. In this case, you can use it following the normal placement rules. Go to the bottom if you don't want that one. Instead, I could have the priestess. Each Atlantean on a tile with your leader may re-roll a single failed result, which is brilliant. So there's 2 options there. These are identical on the other side, but in this case, priest and priestess. That's really nice. And of course, you also have an ability as well. So you can pick one of your sort of starting characters as well. Now, they do recommend someone plays the artificer, so I played this character. This basically allows, when I take this character, I can place wherever I like, and immediately in that round I can benefit from this, even though I haven't completed it. In this case, like I said, I've been getting myself 2 extra volunteers to do extra stuff. That's the game. What do I think of it? Well, like I said, it's very good. This is in my cooperative playlist, my AmassGames playlist, the Family Weight playlist. Also, listen to the podcast via the link in the description YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. My thoughts is I probably would prefer other cooperative games because of the duration and the intricacy of it. I know it is very highly rated, but it was a little bit of a challenge for us. And like I said, I have preferred other ones. Aside from that, make sure you head through to Instagram for some pictures, join the discussion on Facebook, obviously join the Patreon to support as well. And lastly, head through to Linktree because there are occasionally competitions, but they are time sensitive. Went freeform, didn't use a tripod just because of the depth of what there is to show you. Hopefully it wasn't too wobbly, but for now, back to the table.